Hey everybody, it's Inside the Red, and welcome back to Shining Song Starnova. Right then, last we left off. Turns out Papa is in deep with the mob. Didn't see that one coming. Anyway, by the time I woke up, the time was already gone from the room. After washing up, I went downstairs to once again hear a commotion outside. I saw the time in front of her dad bearing an envelope. Ah, of course, yeah. I mean, I had a feeling you should at least try. Dude, pity money, really? You think that's what it is? Someone worried about their dad and trying to help them out in a pity money. Dude, you aren't just you aren't just choking on your pride, you're practically deep-throating it. And I say it that way because it's like you've taken it willingly. Wow, that's dismissive and petty. Fuck off. Oh. With that, Natan ran away crying. Her dad saw me watching the whole thing go down to the doorway. Just watching the circus that is you. Pardon? Of course. Oh. I see no crops. I saw Natan standing alone in the field. Hey, it's me. What's this? Guess who? No, Kaoru-chan. She turned around and ran into my arms. No? What? Yeah, what do you mean? Yes, but you didn't know that. So, none of this is on you at all. You were thinking I wanted to go and try and make a life for myself and take my own steps in the world. You weren't thinking my family is in trouble and I'm going to run away from it because you didn't know your family was in trouble as before it covered. You want to elaborate about how the whole you made a fool out of yourself? Because I don't. Again, what? Well, I mean, clearly you've got a knack for it because it was working. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a long pause. Okay. I've not lost your resolve, and give you that much. John. Eh. It really is what this is. It really is what it is. You gotta save the farm, Pa. I understand. In that case, I'll do everything I can to help you achieve that goal. After all, we have to make Starnova become successful. You can count on me to turn the situation around. And so the two of us bid our farewells and Natan's family returned to Tokyo. Despite being in the countryside for only one night, Natan felt like a different girl now. Her lips were bent upside down and her eyes were cast with iron. I knew that she was stressed from her family's financial situation, but I couldn't help but worry. This wasn't the Natan that people were accustomed with. Yeah. I'd already kind of wondered if that was gonna... as fired up as she is now, yeah, if her demeanor is gonna change when she's, performing and everything, which could potentially impact her audience and push away fans who are looking for a different thing. I know, vague thing, very specific. 2 weeks passed after that. Despite our best efforts, Starnova's popularity failed to increase at all. In fact, the reverse was happening. Our revenue was slumping. It held lives every weekend and even released a new singles album. However, nothing was getting traction from the market. With the way things were going, it was now only a matter of time until Starnova started losing money. And that was never a good thing for an idol group. The girls sat around the office looking thoroughly demoralized at the turn of events. Collective sigh. No. Does it not seem like all we do nowadays is sit in the office? Hardly anyone seems interested in hiring us for jobs anymore. It even seems like less people are coming to our weekly shows. I didn't want to say anything, but last week I couldn't help but notice all the empty spaces left in the back of the live house. We've never had empty space like that. Maybe adding another showing was a bad idea. With so many showings a week, it's only natural we're not going to fill the house. No, the assumption was that our popularity was going to increase to the point we could fill all our shows, but obviously that hasn't happened. Why do you think that is? We worked so hard and our regulars are still here, cheering for us. We haven't gotten in any big trouble with the paparazzi and our anniversary live was a big success, and yet... You guys really don't know anything about this business, eh? Have you been paying attention to what's been going on around us? It's obvious what happened. What do you mean? Could someone be secretly sabotaging us again, like what happened with Golden Calf last year? It's not that. Look, since just our anniversary live, over 24 new idol units also had their great shining debut lives. And a lot of others got their big lucky breaks, and they get signed on by a record label for the first time. I mean, we were all smiling and thinking we were special when we debuted and got popular once. The reality is that we weren't even the protagonist of this story. Somewhere out there is an idol unit of super talented young girls who worked hard every day, made incredible sacrifices, and got luckier than everyone else, and so finally became top idols. And yet look at us. Can we really say we deserve to be number one? We were hardly even the background characters. All around us there are girls like us with big dreams for every day to reach the top. But there just aren't enough fans to support them all. In the end, it's a cutthroat business. A cutthroat business, you know? What have we done to deserve anything more than what we already have? Not much, that's what. I hate to say this, but Hake-chan's right. Look, everyone, guys pay money to fawn over idols. We're not exactly young anymore. Just the other day I saw an ad in the subway for a new idol group of 16-year-old school idols. Man, they were cute. Maybe girls like that are the protagonists of idol stories, not old failures like us. In most anime, yes. What are you calling a failure, One-sama? Don't throw in the towel so soon. Wow, look at Julie coming for the, coming from the rear to try to get everyone fired up. How about this idea? Let's hit downtown and do some stupid stuff on camera. I'm sure we brew a scandal until we can get some buzz at least. In the entertainment biz, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Okay, that's dumb. Oh, Natan's already said she doesn't want us to do stuff like that. Besides, being drama queens won't help us get popular at all. Do you think we'll really have to disband? Ellipses. Mika's words triggered a heavy silence over the office. Mika-chan, you mustn't say such ominous things. Normally that's for an One-sama to do. Honestly, with the way that our last album sold, I'd say the writing's on the wall. Enlightening. Thank you. Your input is invaluable. Go away. Thank you. Everyone, why are you saying we're gonna disband so easily? Can't you see that people's lives on the line here? We can't just let someone fail. We're not saying because we want to. We're not miracle workers. Look, you would think that we could just sing a little musical number and then all our problems will be magically fixed. That shit only works in idle animes. This is real life here. Why don't you calm down for a bit? For crying out loud, we're in this rut because you were way too relaxed about for this for starters. Do you seriously think you could sit back and expect an idle unit to just magically coast way up to popularity? That kind of country hick mentality was naive. If you want to make money, you gotta have the grit to take it away from our competitors. That's how business works. Aki-chan, Natan, you guys are taking this too far. So everything was my fault. Alright, that's enough, everyone. Fighting about our popularity is not gonna fix anything. As your producer, I take full responsibility for Starnova's current predicament. Like Aki-chan says, business is a cutthroat arena. That's why idols have producers to take care of that for them. I'm very sorry to you all. Please direct all your anger toward me and not each other. There he goes again with this choir boy act. I'm trying to help! Oi, producer, you've worked harder than any of us here. Have I? I'd say... I mean, I would say it's kind of half and half considering, but I would almost... I'd be very tempted to say that y'all probably work a lot harder. In any matter, now's not the time to start questioning each other. Ellipses. And then coffee. The end of the day arrived and I found myself sitting in front of the computer by myself. I had another tab of porn open, some tentacle hentai, but it just wasn't doing it for me. I may have to go for the vor this time just to feel something. Honestly, the trend really was troubling. Ever since our first album, Soma, each successive release has been making half as much money. Of course, I should have realized this pattern was common throughout the industry. In fact, a lot of small-time idol units fizzled out after their 5 seconds of fame. You'd think that each release would help the unit get more and more popular, but in reality, the public's attention gradually turned to newer and cuter idols as time went on. We were just creating disposable mass entertainment after all. We couldn't exactly claim to be the next Mozart. Of course, we still had the support of the core fans, but honestly, relying on just a handful of dedicated whales all the time wasn't a viable business strategy when you were bleeding general customers left and right. Yeah, and then you start bleeding money out of your bank account. And as to confirm my worries, Soma Music was getting slower and slower to respond to my emails too. Not to mention they were busy promoting hundreds of new faces. Maybe they just didn't prioritize us anymore. That's what it sounds like. In the end, this is the idol business. Even if you did everything right, you could die a slow and anticlimactic death like this. Not with a roar, but with a whisper. I heard the door open. Excuse me? Are you here, producer-san? I live here. No, I don't. Feels like it sometimes. Hi, yes? Sasa-chan. Huh, this is rare. I haven't seen you in the office like this in over a year. Maybe it's too forward of me to ask you this, but is Natan's mother really alright? Ever since she came back from visiting her family, she's been really different. Sometimes I get too scared to speak to her now. She's always got this intense look on her face, as if she's under a tremendous amount of stress. Honestly, I think the other girls think the same too. And maybe our fans have as well. Smart girl. I see. It's only natural, Did something happen while she was at the farm? Well, you see, Salami, I knew that revealing Natan's family situation might backfire on me, but now that it was a problem facing the entire unit, I had no choice but to take action. Sorry, Natan, but I had to at least explain what was going on to Sasami, or else it was only a matter of time until more fights between the members broke out like today. Ellipses. Oh! Natan's dad is in an incredible amount of debt. Unless it's paid off soon, the farm's gonna be sold to developers? Yes, that's the expedition dump. Thank you, Salami. Yeah, it was a big shock to Natan when she found out. She would have given her father all the money she had in her bank account, but even that couldn't make a dent on the debt. Honestly, it'd take a major miracle to make that amount of money from working as a talent. I see. So that explains why she's been acting differently lately. She used to be so happy and laid back, but now she's become more bossy than Aki-chan. Always insisting we practice every day and calling everyone out whenever our routine's not perfect. Some of the girls are starting to distance themselves from Natan now. I see. That's not good. Sorry, Sasa-chan, but Do you think you can try to keep the peace between the girls for a bit longer? I'll talk to Natan. Get the other girls' concerns to her to get her to loosen up a bit again. Honestly, I think the stress is starting to affect her fan appeal too. Starnova has enough problems right now, so we can't afford the sinner suddenly becoming unpopular on top of everything. Oh. Atta girl. Dude, even with your blankets like that, somehow your bed man's like neater than mine. Jeez, I need to really clean up around here. I need a new desk. Ugh. I need to throw out a lot of stuff. I'm just lazy. I came back home around 10 p.m. I've really been pulling in the overtime hours lately. 10! Cute! Wonder if the Tom was still up. What phone these days makes that sound? I haven't heard tones like that in years. They bring back memories. Memories of old. That actually does bring back memories. The old corded phone hung up on the wall back at the farmhouse. Okay, I never actually lived on a farm, but when I was young, but my dad did own an old farmhouse. Didn't have any farm land attached to the property and like the actual title or deed anymore. That was all bought out by someone else. But the farm itself and a little bit of the land around it, nothing that was, set aside for actually producing crops, was, it was a farmhouse, but not a farm. I mean, it meant when I was a kid that we grew up by a cornfield and 2 fields full of cows. That was fun. I tried dialing her number, but failed to get a response. Huh. Shorty's sleeping? Looks like tonight was no good then. I'll try talking to her tomorrow. With that, I got into bed and lost consciousness. Only to find out that Natan had snuck into my room and was actually under my bed waiting for me. No, she's not Emma. She wouldn't do that. Also, it would have been funnier if I hadn't stuttered and fucked up. But I can't talk. I finally got a chance speaking to Natan and she came into work the next morning. Just from repetition, I'm getting sick of this piano track. It's not the track itself. It's just that it's been playing it over and over and over this... Good morning. Hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. Yes. You haven't been yourself lately. Are you feeling alright? Was that a dumb question? Yeah, I'm fine. Was that a lie? You don't sound fine. You sure you're not burned out? You getting enough rest? Maybe you need a vacation. It's hard to take a break if you're not feeling well. Now that your schedule's not too hectic, you should use the opportunity to revitalize yourself. I don't need anything like that. Ellipses. Sorry, but now's not the time to be taking things easy. I gotta work hard to make Starnova popular again. Or else. I mean, you're driven. That's great. You're trying to help your family. You're trying to do your best, but it's like, this is one of those things where, it's like you run too fast, you tire out, way too quicker as opposed to pacing yourself. It's a measured approach. I'm not saying she's doing this, I'm not saying she's making a mistake because of, poor judgment, but rather it's, she's obviously super stressed, she's worried, it's understandable to be anxious, and that's getting to her, and that's human. Natan, I'm gonna head downstairs and practice some more, or else I'm not gonna be able to make it in time. Before I get into the word, Natan disappeared out of the office. There was no question the pressure to make money was destroying her, which in turn made her unable to function as an idol. At this rate, Starnova really was in a whole lot of trouble. What should I do? I got back to work on my computer, feeling at loss. In the end, this is just the way things were. Like Aki said, our problems couldn't be fixed simply through an exciting song and dance routine. Like most things in life, we had to accept the hand we were dealt with by Providence. If only there was some way to restore the public's interest in Starnova. Okay. such as. Right, well, I feel that that's a good stopping point. Little cliff. Oh, and we got dramatic music too. Yay. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. It just gets happier and fucking happier.